Well, welcome to the third National Open Javelin Throw Championship 2021 from Javelin Stadium Complex in the national capital. Javelin Throw, the event that has got the imagination of the nation to the golden effort of our very own the superstar Neeraj Chopra at the Tokyo Olympics. The first participant in the boys under 16 javelin throw event. This is the qualifying round. The participants are as follows. It's Deepanshu Ravinder of Haryana, then Harsh Rawat of Chandigarh, Mukundre from Bihar, Sagar Rahul Rohal of Haryana is the fourth participant. Gadada Siddhartha from Andhra Pradesh is another participant. Deep Yuvraj Singh from Punjab raised both his arms in jubilation in the sunshine at New Delhi. Mangal Singh from Uttar Pradesh. Kanshi Karti from Tamil Nadu folded his arms there. Anil Kumar Yadav from Uttar Pradesh, and another athlete from Uttar Pradesh, Rohan Yadav. It is his right arm to greet few people who are present here. Aditya of Haryana, he is in Group B. Arjun looking quite happy. He knows this track very well of Delhi. Also from Delhi is Pawan, just come ahead and greeted the people. Shravan and Arnav Chaudhary. Both athletes are from Uttar Pradesh. The only athlete from Maharashtra, Rahul Bali. Sachin Gurjar, quite tall, of Uttar Pradesh. Vikshwaran J of Tamil Nadu, quite lanky. Naveen Kumar and Gaurav Patel of Uttar Pradesh. They are the participants in group number B. Gaurav Patel at your middle of your screen. Well, 20 athletes are participating in it, but few have not turned up. So in the lineup, the starting lineup, there are 20 athletes. 12 will make to the final, the best 12 athletes. And remember that the qualifying mark directed to the final is 58 meters.
Third National Open Javelin Throw Championship 2021.
Which is about to begin.
National Open Javelin Throw Championship
is a boys under 16 category.
And the other key technical officials are G. Krishnan, Sudhir Rana, commentator will be Vijay Anand, age verification by the Sahil Baba, and the competition secretary is Neeraj.
boys 16 qualifying round. There will be qualifying round of men section, and boys under 18 will fight for 12 places for the final at the end.
Qualifying mark for boys under 16 is
Quite a technical game, and
58.00 meters.
has grown leaps and bounds in recent years. Currently, boys are practicing at the Javelin Stadium complex, a very historic venue, and this venue, Javelin Stadium, has witnessed some big events: the Asian Games of New Delhi, and after that the Commonwealth Games of 2010, both held at this venue, one of the biggest stadiums of the nation, and it has a lot of mixed memories. You're watching the live telecast of the 3rd National Open Javelin Throw Championship 2021 from this venue. Well, thank you for your valuable feedbacks on our social media platforms. Just to remind you that we are on Facebook, on Instagram, and also on Twitter. Please connect with us, and together we'll grow as athletic family. Do share your comments. We love to read, and also please like our YouTube channel of AFI, on which you are currently watching this telecast live.
Hello. Krishnan sir.
Please like it, share it, and subscribe it,
Krishnan sir.
and write something in the comment section.
Hello.
We value it.
Hello. It's fine.
A very bright, hot, sunny day at New Delhi.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 3rd National Open Javelin Throw Championship.
Well, the question is simple. Each athlete will give 3 chances. Automatic qualification to move to the final is 58 meters. And the best 12 throwers will book their place in the final for tomorrow. The first participant started the campaign. Dipanshu Ravinder from Haryana. Not looking quite pleased with this try. स्कोर कैसे पता चलेगा? Next athlete 5760. Oh, he couldn't quite control the balance of his body, so received the red flag. Sagar Rahul, he'll try in his next try. Gaddala of Andhra Pradesh. Quite close to the falling line, but leaving a scene in dejection. (41.72) he got there. Deep Yuvraj Singh is the next participant. He's from Punjab. Nice approach, but quite close to the falling line. No, excuse me, right in the middle it dropped. For a moment I thought that it will go beyond the prescribed limit for a javelin thrower. He's looking quite tense. Next one is Mangal Singh. Quite close to 46-meter mark. We expect that he'll improve it. Next up is Mangal Singh of Uttar Pradesh, the youngest who received white flag. So he's passed the first test. Kanish Karti from Tamil Nadu. But won't be going to be counted. Centimeters shy of the 50-meter mark. Anil Kumar Yadav. To 82 is the result of the efforts of Anil Kumar Yadav in his first attempt. Another participant is from Uttar Pradesh, and he is Rohan Yadav at your screen. Here he is, quite slim in the body. Quite close to 55-meter mark. That's 59.21, so he became the first athlete to qualify directly to the final. Rohan Yadav, in his very first attempt, he achieved what is the requirement, so he will book his place to the final. Rohan Yadav of Uttar Pradesh. excuse me, that was previous, prior to him was Aditya. Here is the effort of Arjun, 62-19. He also booked his place into the final with his first attempt. Pawan from Delhi. Holding the javelin identical to his attire. A nice one from Pawan. Can he confirm his place in the final with this effort? That one looked quite promising. (49-20). He touched there with that try. He'll have to do extra effort. Shravan is the next participant at your screen, holding the javelin through the ankle, but lost the concentration. He's regrouping himself. Here he goes. Oh, quite close to the falling line. Here is Shravan. Triple 3-2. He'll have to put in a lot of effort there. Shravan. Arnav Chaudhary. Here he is. Arnav looking quite solid in touch. Can he touch the mark of 58 for the direct qualification to the final? But it is not going to be counted. Next up will be Rahul of Maharashtra. Excuse me, it's Vigneshwaran J from Tamil Nadu. But as the red flag is raised by the officials, so it's not going to be in the books. Gaurav Patel. Nice approach and got a good trajectory, and it's flying high and touched the ground at a very promising position. That's the effort of Gaurav Patel. 5,888. So he's also going to be a participant in the final. Dipanshu Ravinder of Haryana is going for his second effort. He got 51.71. Harsh Rawat of Chandigarh. Not quite pleasing throw. Slight dip in his performance. 38.57 he got there. Mukund Ray. As you can see that that was a fall try from Mukund Ray. Excuse me. Now the effort approach came on the screen. 54.73. Still he has to improve to get the mark of 58 meters for direct qualification, or he can expect that he'll finish among the top 12. Sagar Rohal. But it is not going to be counted. He received the red flag. Gadala Siddhartha of Andhra Pradesh. In previous try he touched the mark of 41.72. Can he improve it?
National Open Javelin Throw Championship. It's a proud moment that Saini Wilson is today witnessing this event. The Asian Game gold medalist, Olympian Arjuna Award. On the behalf of Athletic Federation of India and Delhi Athletic Association, I welcome you, man. Welcome into the Javelin Nehru Stadium, man.
Mangal Singh of Uttar Pradesh. Excuse me, that was Deep Yuvraj Singh from Punjab. He has to put in a lot of efforts because his previous try gave him the figures of 45.91. (40-20). Not a good try. from Gaddala Siddhartha. Mangal Singh of Uttar Pradesh. We are not witnessing improvement in the figures of these participants. Kanishka T of Tamil Nadu, but as it fell outside the sector line of 29°, so it's not going to be counted at all. Anil Kumar Yadav started his run up. 52-82 is the result of his previous try. Still a lot of work to do for direct qualification. Big jump from him. 56-92. He moves up in the top 10. Anil Kumar Yadav. Aditya, nice approach towards the falling nine, but he played it very safe. Centimeters shy of 52. Not the kind of the throw that his coach and his followers expected from him. Next one is Pawan, receiving a lot of cheers. Has got good support from the crowd because he belongs to Delhi. Type of figures that he wouldn't like to remember. Shravan, red flag raised. Sachin Gurjar. Quite close to the line of the 29 degree sector. Is it going to be counted or not? Sachin Gurjar, not quite impressive with this try. Vigneshwaran J. Gave a lot of height to the spear, but how much distance he covered with that? That's the question. He couldn't quite replicate the height into the distance, which that is the most vital statistic, and got only 40.62 in his second attempt. centimeters more than 49 and a half. Deepashu Ravinder got there. Next one is Harsh Rawat. He has to improve a lot. Still he has not touched the 40-meter mark. The thrower from Chandigarh. Mukund Ray of Bihar is the next participant, holding the javelin in his right hand.
Third National Open Javelin Throw Championship. I welcome
Mukund Ray.
Sunny Joshua sir, President Delhi Athletic Association.
Sagar Ruhal, another participant from Haryana. The third and the last effort gave him the figures of 58.69, so he easily moved to the next round. Mukund Ray of Bihar, Sagar Ruhal, just left the scene, and moving in is Siddhala, 41.72 and 40.20. Excuse me, Sagar Ruhal at your screen. Just gone, and the figures that you're getting is of Sagar Ruhal, but here is Siddhala. Demand is quite high from Siddhala as far as the previous two tries are concerned. 469. Deep Yuvraj, Punjab athlete, but couldn't quite maintain balance of his body. He knows it and leaving the scene in dejection. Mangal Singh, 53 and 51 he has touched in his previous 2 tries. Gave extra bit of power through his lungs behind the throw, Mangal Singh. Quite close to 54-meter mark, 53.96 he got there. Kanish Karti, Anil Kumar Yadav of Uttar Pradesh. Centimeters more than 50. Good psychological advantage went along with the Kanish Karti. Anil Kumar Yadav of Uttar Pradesh, who already has touched figures of 52.82 and 56.92 in his previous 2 tries. Let's see what he's going to get with this one in his third and final attempt. So he qualified for the final in thumping style in his third and final attempt. 58.79 he touched and moved to the final. Aditya from Haryana. Pawan of Delhi. In his first attempt he showed glimpses of good thrower. 49 he got with the first attempt. Pawan from Uttar Pradesh, from Delhi, just took his try, and now is Shravan of Uttar Pradesh. Not quite promising in his first 2 attempts. Let's see what he can do this time. That's the result of effort of Pawan. But he got cross on the book of our officials. Sachin Gurjar. quite close to 50-meter mark. Sachin Gurjar, but will it be impressive enough to move to the final? That's what we have to wait and see. Vigneshwaran J, the only participant from excuse me, another participant from Tamil Nadu. .40.62 is the result of his best effort. That was his second try. Good improvement of about 10 and a half to touch figure of 51.02. Next one is Naveen Kumar. Well, the second event of today's session is about to begin. It is the qualifying round for the javelin throw for men section. We're watching this telecast live on the official YouTube channel of AFI. The event is held National Open Javelin Throw Championships 2021. This is a two-day event. The national record for the men's section is in the name of our very own, the superstar Neeraj Chopra, threw the javelin to a distance of 88.07 at NIS Patiala on 5th of March 2021. Well, one of the most attractive event of tracks and field of any athletic championship, the javelin throw. Well, it was primarily a very popular sport in the Scandinavian nations, particularly Norway, Sweden and Finland, before the beginning of the Olympics. If you go back in the history, then it was part of the Asian Olympics in 708 BC. We found in history books that it was a part of the Olympics in Greece. Well, it was included in the roster of Olympics in 1908 for men's section, and women got their first opportunity in 1932, and since then it has been an indispensable part of the Olympic family, one of the most attractive field event. World record for men is in the name of one of the greatest all-time great, Jan Jeleny of erstwhile Czechoslovakia. Later on he represented Czech Republic. His mark of 98.48 which he set up in 1996 is still the world record. In fact, he broke the world record on many occasions. He won 3 gold medals in the Olympics, 1 silver in 1988 at Seoul. The first two medals came from Czechoslovakia, and then later on he added two more golds at Atalanta and Sydney for Czech Republic. He was also proud winner of three gold medals in the World Championships. This is sport was quite popular in Finland as well. In 1880 it was quite popular, and that's why no doubt that Finland won most number of golds in the Olympics. If we count, then in the first few Olympics it was Sweden that dominated. Later on Finland arrived on scene and won lots of medal in this discipline, and then Norway also snatched a lot. Out of 72 medals so far distributed in the Olympics for men, 32 have gone for these three nations of the Scandinavia.
Third National Open Javelin Throw Championship. The next event is men's javelin throw. The national record stand in the name of Neeraj Chopra with a distance of 88.07 meters. Currently, we have 4 plates. Venkata Gopi
Well,
Naidu.
the participants are as follows. From Andhra Pradesh is the first participant, Venkata Gopi Naidu.
183 Rishabh Nehra.
Rishabh Nehra,
Representing
looking
Uttar
quite
Pradesh.
jubilant hearing his name.
2
Another athlete from Uttar Pradesh is Angesh Pawar.
Representing Uttar Pradesh. Bib number 1
Krishna Kumar
5.
Patel,
Krishna
also from
Kumar
Uttar Pradesh.
Patel, representing Uttar Pradesh. Bib number 106.
Subhash Pathak,
Kumar Pathak,
quite tall.
representing
He is
Jammu
carrying hopes and
47.
expectations of Bihari people. Ankit Rathi,
186. Ankit Rathi, representing Uttar Pradesh. Bib number 198.
quite happy.
Nikunj Singh.
Nikunj Singh knows this track very well.
Delhi. Bib number
He is from Delhi.
161. Mohan Angibawaz.
Mohan Angi was V of Tamil Nadu.
Bib number
Amit Kumar Yadav,
190. Amit Kumar Yadav, representing Uttar Pradesh.
looking quite pleased
Bib
and
number
happy.
192.
Gaurav Yadav,
Gaurav Yadav, representing Uttar Pradesh. Bib number 193. Nitish Yadav,
also from Uttar
representing
Pradesh, is Nitish
Uttar
Yadav.
Pradesh.
He is also from Uttar
Bib
Pradesh.
number 147. Gagandeep,
Gagandeep,
representing Punjab. Bib number
looking quite focused.
199.
Athlete of Tamil Nadu is
Rahul,
next. His name is
representing
Rahul.
Tamil Nadu. Bib number
Has a bandage on his right arm.
Rohit Bharat Chavan.
Rohit Bhavan Chavan.
representing Maharashtra. Bib number 176.
Gaurav Chaudhary,
Gaurav Chaudhary, representing Uttar Pradesh. Bib number 143. Anil Rohidas.
Anil Rohidas
Dhundhase,
of Maharashtra.
representing Maharashtra. Bib number 145.
Kishore Kumar Jina.
Kishore Kumar Zena, representing Odisha.
He is from Odisha.
Bib number 206.
Vipin Kasana,
Vipin Kasana, representing Delhi.
and next to him is Arun Kumar.
211. Arun Kumar.
Both the athletes are from Delhi.
representing Delhi. Bib number 153. Harish Kumar, representing
Harish Kumar
Rajasthan.
of Rajasthan.
Bib number 135.
Vijay Lakla
Vijay Lakra,
of
representing
Jharkhand.
Jharkhand.
And
Bib number
Vijay Kumar M of Tamil Nadu.
205. Vijay Kumar M, Tamil Nadu. Thank you. The national record. Stand in the name of Neeraj Chopra, Olympic champion, Asian Games champion, World Under 20 world record holder. The national record is 80.
Will try to book their place in the final, and that will take place tomorrow. Remember, if anybody throws 72 meters or beyond, then he'll move directly to the final, and he need not take more attempts. So 72 meters is the statistic that all the throwers will try to touch or go beyond it. Athletes are from different states, but heavily dominated from Uttar Pradesh. Well, from Uttar Pradesh, the name that immediately came to mind in men's javelin throw section is from Shivpal Singh, the 26 years of age, the Indian Air Force athlete. His personal best is 86.23, which is quite impressive. Currently he is away from the scene for some time, but we expect that he'll return to his full fury in coming months. Currently he is preparing hard for the Commonwealth and the Asian Games. Also in women's section, Anurani is no doubt the best javelin thrower India has ever seen. She is also from Uttar Pradesh, from Meerut. She won bronze at the Jakarta Games, so she could not perform very well. And in fact, she could throw only 53.93 as her best effort, and could not finish among the top 3. Though in 2014 she won the bronze, but due to some unknown reasons she could not live up to the reputation at the 2018 Asian Games at Jakarta. Our current national record holder in women's section. Well, the event for men, the qualifying round, is about to begin. You're watching this telecast live on the AFI's YouTube channel. You're watching live coverage from the Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium complex from New Delhi. We are also on Twitter, on Instagram, and on Facebook. Please connect to us, and together we'll grow as a athletic family. Please share your experience. Write something to us in the comment section of our YouTube channel. We love to read your comments and share our thoughts and emotions on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Twitter. Javelin throw is one of the core events on which Athletics Federation of India is focusing hard. They are looking at this event as potential medal winners for the future events around the world. One of the core events on which AFI is focusing hard, and hopes grow leaps and bounds, especially after the success of Neeraj Chopra at the Olympics. A lot of corporates organized javelin throw meets just to have a brush with this event. And those people who never knew what javelin throw is all about are not quite familiar with it, and Neeraj Chopra is a household name around the nation. One more thing that a lot of people do not know is that the gold medal effort of Neeraj Chopra was the first ever medal of any Asian country in the javelin throw. Before it, largely it was dominated by the Scandinavian nations, and also by the Germans, the Czech Republicans, and the European nations. But for Asia, the first medal came by Neeraj Chopra, and that's in the color of gold. It couldn't have been greater than that. In fact, in women's section also, the first medal came to Asia came this year, and that was also by a Chinese athlete in the women's section, and that was also a gold. Wind is providing a good amount of respite to the participants at the national capital. An hour before, it was very hot and scorchy, but now the cool wind is blowing from our left to right. Good conditions for athletics in New Delhi.
announcing booth.
While the first participant in the qualifying round is from Andhra Pradesh,
Near announcing booth.
Venkata Gopi Naidu. From Ankaile, he's holding the javelin in his right arm. It had a lot of power behind it. Remember that automatic qualification for the final is 72 meters. Rishabh Nehra is the next participant. Exactly 62 and a half Venkata touched with that first effort. Rishabh Nehra of Uttar Pradesh. At your screen, get a lot of height, but can he translate that into the distance as well? It's the 45-degree angle that normally the javelin throwers try to touch, because with that they got a tangent value of 1, which will provide them the maximum distance. Quite close to 60 meter mark there. Agesh Pawar, also from Uttar Pradesh, not looking quite pleased with this try there, and he has every reason not to be pleased with that. That's the result of first effort try of Agesh Pawar. Next up is Krishan Kumar Patel, another javelin thrower from Uttar Pradesh. At your screen, nice approach. First he has to get, he couldn't quite really maintain the balance of his body. He was quite close to the falling line. Yes, he got the white flag. That's the first requirement that he passed. But what he is going to get with that, because at one point of time I was thinking that he couldn't quite maintain the balance of his body and might cross the line. He was very close to the falling line. Krishan Kumar Patel. That's it. Good one. Nice beginning. Subhash Kumar Pathak. Quite a good throw by him, and yes, it landed at a very good distance. That's the result of his try. Ankit Rathi. That looks nice. That looks nice. Nikunj Singh, quite familiar to this stuff. (62.56). That was the effort of Ankit Rathi of Uttar Pradesh. At your screen is Delhi led Nikunj Singh. All the athletes so far has got the white flag, including him. .64.56. We want improvement from him in coming throws. Mohana, Big was quite slim. Next one is Amit Kumar Yadav. Not quite a pleasing try by the Uttar Pradesh athlete. And he has every reason to be unhappy. Gaurav Yadav. A type of a throw that he would love to forget, because it fell at a point of around 50 meters. Mirror images of 52. Nitish Yadav. It might cross the 55-meter line. That's a good effort. The only athlete of Punjab, Gagandeep, the first southpaw javelin thrower. Kept himself checked behind the falling line. Rahul from Tamil Nadu. Taking some deep breaths, concentrating and focusing hard before the release of javelin. 6,111. That's the result of effort of Gagandeep. That's Rahul's time to show his skill. Gave a lot of height to it, and maybe it has crossed the 60-meter mark easily. Remember, all the athletes are trying to touch the 72-meter mark for direct qualification to the next round, that is final. Eight centimeters more than 63.5 for Rahul in his first attempt. Rohit Bharat Chavan is his full name, but it fell out of the sector, the line that is in between 29 and 30 degrees angle, so it's not going to be caught. The first invalid throw from either participant so far. Gaurav Chaudhary of Uttar Pradesh is coming for his first attempt in the qualifying round of men's section. All eyes are there. Yes, it's slightly short of the 57-meter mark. Anil Rohidas Gungase from Maharashtra. Looking quite inspired, and it looks that it's a good one. Anil Rohidas of Maharashtra. Let's see what he's going to get with that effort. That was quite promising. The result flashed as 63.11. Then Kishore Kumar Jena from Odisha. Oh, that looks to me a very big one, but it received the red flag of our officials, so it's not going to be counted. But that was a massive try from the athlete of Odisha. Let's see what he'll produce in the next two efforts. Vipin Kasana of Haryana, very slow run up, but gave a good distance to the javelin. It should give him around 65 meters figures. Vipin Kasana, and following him is Arun Kumar. Both athletes are from Delhi. Good one. 6.673 for first effort of Vipin. Arun Kumar. There is Arun Kumar. Started his run up by approaching towards the point from where he released his Javelin, but it fell out of the sector. As I mentioned, this game involves a lot of technicalities as well, because you have to maintain the trajectory of the javelin as well. At your screen is Harish Kumar from the land of forts and palaces, Rajasthan. It safely crossed the line of 65 meters, but how much he can add to that, that's the question. Well, I was mentioning that you have to check the velocity of javelin as well, so that it fell in the prescribed zone. Harish Kumar of Rajasthan, quite close to 64-meter mark. We expect that he'll improve it in the coming 2 attempts. Vijay Lakra of Jharkhand at your screen. Quite smooth in approach and a good run up, and added a lot of power behind it. Safely crossed the 60-meter line. Looking back, Venkata Gopinaidu. His first effort gave him the distance of 62.50. Rishabh Nehra. Improvement of 23 centimeters in the effort of Venkata. $65 and something he's going to get with that effort. Good improvement from a UP athlete. Another athlete of UP at your screen is Agesh Pawar at this moment. 67.38 he has already touched. Can he cross the 72-meter mark? No, he could not with that one. No athlete has so far touched the figures of 72. and it's a big can. Krishan Patel. Quite close to commit the foul. Just beyond the 60-meter line. His previous effort was also close to that. 61-66 he touched with his first try. And this was a meter short of that. Subhash Kumar Pathak is our next athlete. From his right leg, he remained behind the line. He was limping a bit. Ankit Rathi. It looks that he has gone past the 60-meter mark. Already he has crossed the 62.5 meter figures. So many injuries we have seen in this event so far. A very injury prone game. In fact, our Neeraj Chopra fought hard with injuries in the past, but when he returned with a bang and caught the imagination of the nation. At this moment is Nikunj Singh. .64.5. Is the result of his first effort. Can he improve that? Mona Gamvinas not quite happy with his second effort as well, because that was also not a valid try. Gaurav Yadav. Mirror image of 52 he got with his first effort. He has to improve a lot if you want to book his place in the final. But this was not a valid effort from him. Nitish, quite close to the 60-meter line. His previous attempt was also of this much caliber. Slight dip. From the Uttar Pradesh athlete. Next up is the athlete of Punjab, Gagandeep. 6,111. He got with the first one this time. The only participant who is a southpaw. Couldn't quite get the distance that he was hoping for. Whereas, as I mentioned, this game has witnessed a lot of injuries. A very injury-prone game. Our Neeraj Chopra and currently Shivpal Singh also suffered a lot of injuries in his career. Neeraj Chopra sir as well. Here is Rahul of Tamil Nadu. Surely he'll go beyond 60 meters mark. In fact, the question is that can he surpass figure of his first attempt. Rahul looking back with a lot of hopes. Pretty similar try. Rohit Bharat Chauhan, his first attempt was not a successful one, and this too is not going into the books. Gaurav Chaudhary is coming up next. In previous attempt he was quite close to the 57-meter mark. Can he surpass that? Safely crossed the 60-meter line. Good improvement from him. But how much meters he's going to add to 60 meters? That's what we are interested in knowing. Nice improvement of about 6.5 meters, so excuse me, 5.5 meters, so good going. Anil Rohidas. Quite smooth in the run up, and added a lot of fuel from his lungs behind the throw. Just set his long hairs as the wind is blowing quite heavily on the ground, giving much needed help to all the participants. Six 469 he got there. Good one. Kishore Kumar Jina. He'll have to throw very safe because his previous effort was not a valid one, but it looks a very good one. In fact, he threw the javelin the previous time was to a very good distance as well, but that received the red flag. This time he's quite hopeful that he is going to get some good statistic. He is receiving accolade from his coach as well, Kishore Kumar Jina. That's it. The figure emerged and it brought cheers to the face of the Pult. 70.96 he got with that. Vikas Kasana, excuse me, Vipin Kasana. Just took his second try there. Next athlete was from the land of forts and palaces, Rajasthan, Harish Kumar. He was quite close to the 64-meter mark in his first attempt. Improvement of about half meter. Vijay Lakla holding the spear. Can he touch the 72-meter mark? That's a big ask considering his previous effort, but it's not going to be counted because of this. Vijay Kumar M. Double 577 is the result of his first attempt. How much he can add? Figures 5577 and then 5500. Quite assembly he is getting. Venkata Gopi Naidu. Just hurled the javelin for his third and final attempt in the qualifying round in men's section. Not a good effort though. In fact, the poorest of his attempts. Venkata Gopi Naidu, Rishabh Nehra. In the previous attempt he showed good improvement, but can he cross 72? Oh yes, it looks to me a very good one, but where has it fall? It got the white flag. Looked a big one. In the previous attempt he showed a big improvement of about 6.5 meters. All people are interested in knowing that what he is going to touch with that effort. A lot of science and technology is involved in this game. Different machineries, different equipments. 6886, good one. So he touched new heights with efforts. Agesh Pawar at your screen. Specific machineries have arrived in the scene, and those machineries are working on specific muscles to extract out the best of the stamina of the participants. Just shy of 66-meter mark, but big improvement from athlete of Uttar Pradesh Agesh Pawar at your screen from the previous attempt, but his first effort of 67.38 will be registered as his best try. Well, is he going to get the right white flag or the red one? No, he couldn't quite maintain the balance of his body. Went into that. Oh, he's got the white flag, so referee has changed his mind, and let's see what he's going to get there. Krishan Kumar Patel. .6013 is the result of his effort. Subhash Kumar Pathak. Who showed nice improvement in his previous effort. Now moving on for his third and final qualifying throw for the final. Kept his body in check and safely crossed the 60-meter line. Well, I still remember that one of the first javelin throwers to arrive on the scene in recent years was Devinder Singh Kang, and he participated in 2017 World Athletics meet at London, and with his third and final effort he qualified for the finals and became the first javelin thrower from the nation to qualify for the finals of World Athletics Championship. At your screen was Ankit Rathi. Both his efforts have been quite similar. With the help of fellow javelin thrower from Sri Lanka, he surpassed the qualifying limit and moved to the final with his third and final qualifying throw. In fact, Neeraj Chopra, many people do not know, also participated in 2017 World Athletics meet, but he could not make the cut to the final as he was quite young, and that was his first major championship at the world stage. He was maturing at that time. Just got the white flag is Nikunj Singh of Delhi at your screen, and Devinder moved to the final with his third and final attempt. So much memories associated with this game for the nation. And he is currently preparing for the Asian Games and the Commonwealth Games, a resident of Ludhiana. Just took effort was Mogani Vasan from Tamil Nadu.
Javelin throw is important. This evening,
Amit Kumar Yadav.
I welcome on behalf of Delhi Athletic Association
Amit Kumar Yadav.
Saini Wilson ma'am, 4-time Olympian Arjuna Wadi,
That
Padmasri, the first women from India break the 2-minute barrier. Good evening ma'am and welcome to the championship.
Amit Kumar Yadav, his previous effort was not a valid one, and this also met the same fate. Gaurav Yadav. Received the verdict of the flag holder official in his favor. But all eyes are on the board. Just hurl the spear. In here was Nitish. So many participants of Uttar Pradesh are participating in this event. Short of the 1500-meter mark, Nitish Yadav. Gagandeep of Punjab. The youngest participant in the men's draw. Rahul, his previous two attempts 63 and a half, and this time he got, excuse me, at his screen is Gagandeep. Gagandeep's effort, you can see his first attempt of 61.11 is going to be counted as the best one. Just threw the javelin was Rohit Chavan of Maharashtra. His previous two attempts were not the valid attempts. This time he hurled it very safe. Quite close to 56 and a half. Rohit Chavan. Gaurav Chaudhary of Uttar Pradesh just threw it. To get a good figure. Anil Rohidas, his previous try was the best one, and this time he's looking more eager, and he hurled it with more fury. and power. But couldn't quite translate that eagerness into the figures of his choice. Kishore Kumar Jena, currently leader of the pack, the only athlete who has gone beyond the 70-meter mark this time. Can he touch the figure of 72 or beyond? He is surely capable of. But he is not turning up. Next moving in is Vipin Kumar Kasana. He is also not going for his third and final attempt. So now it's time for Arun Kumar to display his throwing skill. Arun Kumar just checked his body behind the line and crossed the distance of this effort was pretty similar to the previous try. And there is Harish Kumar of Rajasthan. We just saw the result of effort of Arun Kumar. Harish Kumar is our next thrower. It remained for some hopeful moments in the air, and it safely crossed the 60-meter line. He already has crossed the 63-meter mark on both the occasions. A good thrower from Rajasthan. So many brave stories we have read about the Rajasthani people. 63-28. Well, next is Vijay Lakra from Jharkhand. Oh, he lost his rhythm in between, moving back to the starting point. That's quite often we have seen Vijay Lakra from Jharkhand. Fell short of his expectation. So close to the 56-meter mark, but not a good one. And now Vijay Kumar M of Tamil Nadu at your screen.
Javelin is in progress. Mr. Neeraj Chopra has become the second individual from India to securing individual gold in Olympics. The credit goes to Athletic Federation of India, as he is the project of NITGEM, National Inter-District Junior Athletic Program.
.56.72. He came up with his best try in his third and final attempt. Vijay Kumar M of Tamil Nadu. And that's how we came to the closer of the qualifying round for men. And in a few moments from now, we will begin with the qualifying round for boys 18. You are watching this telecast live on the official YouTube channel of AFI, and we are also on Twitter, on Facebook, and on Instagram. Please share your experience in the comment section of the YouTube, and give your thoughts, your emotions on our various to javelin throw. AFI is nurturing talent at all levels, for men, for women, for under 18, for under 16 categories as well. One of the event on which AFI is focusing hard in search for medals at the world stage. Here you are seeing the effort of Kishore Kumar Jena. He came up with a massive throw of 70 meters and beyond with that try, his second attempt. And that was one of the best throws of the session. Vipin Kasana. And following him is Arun Kumar. Both athletes are from Delhi. Good one. 6673 for first effort of Vipin. Arun Kumar. There is Arun Kumar. Started his run up by approaching towards the point from where he released his javelin, but it fell out of the sector. As I mentioned, this game involves a lot of technicalities as well, because you have to maintain the trajectory of the javelin as well. At your screen is Harish Kumar from the land of forts and palaces, Rajasthan. It safely crossed the line of 65 meters, but how much he can add to that, that's the question. Well, I was mentioning that you have to check the velocity of javelin as well, so that it fell in the prescribed zone. Harish Kumar of Rajasthan, quite close to 64-meter mark. We expect that he'll improve it in the coming two attempts. Vijay Lakra of Jharkhand at your screen. Quite smooth in approach, and a good run up, and added a lot of power behind it. Safely crossed the 60-meter line. Looking back, Whereas, as I mentioned, this game has witnessed help of fellow javelin thrower from Sri Lanka. He surpassed the qualifying limit and moved to the final with his third and final qualifying throw. In fact, Neeraj Chopra, many people do not know, also participated in 2017 World Athletics meet, but he could not make the cut to the final as he was quite young, and that was his first major championship at the world stage. He was maturing at that time. Just got the white flag is Nikunj Singh of Delhi at your screen, and Devinder moved to the final with his third and final attempt. So much memories associated with this game for the nation. And he is currently preparing for the Asian Games and the Commonwealth Games, a resident of Ludhiana. Just took effort was Mogani Vasan from Tamil Nadu.
Javelin throw is in progress. This evening,
Amit Kumar Yadav.
is it I welcome on behalf of Delhi Athletic Association,
Amit Kumar Yadav.
Saini Wilson ma'am, four-time Olympian, Arjuna Wadi,
That
Padam Shri, the first women from India break the 2-minute barrier. Good evening, ma'am, and welcome to the championship.
Amit Kumar Yadav. His previous effort was not a valid one, and this also met the same fate. Gaurav Yadav. Received the verdict of the flag holder official in his favor. But all eyes are on the board. Just hurl the spear. In here was Nitish. So many participants of Uttar Pradesh are participating in this event. The short of the 1500-meter mark, Nitish Yadav. Gagandeep of Punjab. The youngest participant in the men's draw. Rahul. His previous two attempts were in the range of 63 and a half, and this time he got, excuse me, at his screen is Gagandeep. Gagandeep's effort, you can see his first attempt of 61.11 is going to be counted as the best one. Just threw the javelin was Rohit Chavan of Maharashtra. His previous two attempts were not the valid attempts. This time he hurled it very safe. Quite close to 56 and a half. Rohit Chavan, Gaurav Chaudhary of Uttar Pradesh just threw it. To get a good figure. Anil Rohidas, his previous try was the best one, and this time he's looking more eager, and he hurled it with more fury and power. But couldn't quite translate that eagerness into the figures of his choice. Kishore Kumar Jena, currently leader of the pack, the only athlete who has gone beyond the 70-meter mark this time. Can he touch the figure of 72 or beyond? He is surely capable of. He is not turning up. Next moving in is Vipin Kumar Kasana. He is also not going for his third and final attempt. So now it's time for Arun Kumar to display his throwing skill. Arun Kumar just checked his body behind the line and crossed the distance of 60 meter. This effort was pretty similar to the previous try. In there is Harish Kumar of Rajasthan. We just saw the result of effort of Arun Kumar. Harish Kumar is our next thrower. It remained for some hopeful moments in the air, and it safely crossed the 60 meter line. He already has crossed the 63 meter mark on both the occasions. A good thrower from Rajasthan. So many brave stories we have read about the Rajasthani people. 63-28. Well, next is Vijay Lakra from Jharkhand. Oh, he lost his rhythm in between, moving back to the starting point. That's quite often we have seen Vijay Lakra from Jharkhand. Fell short of his expectation. So close to the 56-meter mark, but not a good one. And now Vijay Kumar M of Tamil Nadu at your
Men's
screen.
Javelin is in progress. Mr. Neeraj Chopra has become the second individual from India to securing individual gold in Olympics. The credit goes to Athletic Federation of India, as he is the project of NIRJAM, National Inter-District Junior Athletic.
while third and final qualifying round will soon begin at the Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium complex at New Delhi. Of third National Open Javelin Throw Championship 2021. The boys under 18 will fight for a place in the final. Best 12 javelin throwers will move to the next round. 19 javelin throwers are scheduled to participate in it. They are from Uttar Pradesh, from Madhya Pradesh, from West Bengal, from Bihar, from Rajasthan. So many athletes from Uttar Pradesh are participating in it in boys under 18 category. (11 out of 19 are from UP. Participants of Uttar Pradesh are Gaurav Kumar, Narayan Singh, Satyam Singh, Siddharth Singh, then Rahul Yadav, Tanveer Ahmed, Ayush Chaudhary, Mohit Chaudhary, Jayant Chaudhary and Kuldeep Kumar. Participants from other states are as follows. From Madhya Pradesh, we are going to see participation from Himanshu Mishra. From West Bengal, we have Jodev Roy. Avshish Singh is from Rajasthan. Balwan is also from Rajasthan. From Haryana, we have Sujit and Yash. From Bihar, we have Rajkumar Gupta. From Punjab, we have Amit Kumar. Here they are in the lineup.
Third National Open Javelin Championship. Boys under 18. National record. Stand in the name of Rohit Yadav with a distance of 81.73 meters. Qualifying mark for boys under 18 is 65.00 meters. Bib number 182, Gaurav Kumar, representing
Gaurav Kumar of Uttar Pradesh is the first participant at your screen. Next up is Himanshu Mishra.
Representing Madhya Pradesh. Bib number
in cap
196,
Jodev Roy of
Roy, representing
West Bengal.
Bib number 203, Anand Singh,
in headgear from Uttar Pradesh.
Bib number 155,
Avshesh of Rajasthan.
Singh, representing Rajasthan.
folded his
Bib
arm
number
in Namaskar for the crowd.
188,
Avshesh Narayan
Narayan
Singh
representing Uttar Pradesh.
said
Bib
Namaskar to the
number
crowd. Also Satyam Singh
189, Satyam
is
Singh
standing next to him.
representing Uttar Pradesh. Bib number
Next
201, Siddharth Singh representing
is Siddharth.
Uttar Pradesh. Bib number
Rahul Yadav.
Bib number 194, Rahul Yadav.
Here he is, Rahul.
Uttar Pradesh. Bib number
Accepted greetings from
151,
the crowd.
Balwan representing
Balwan.
Rajasthan. Bib number 208,
Sujit of Haryana. Balwan has not turned up.
Haryana.
He's in the start. He was in the starting lineup actually.
132,
Yash also from
Yash
Haryana.
representing Haryana. Bib
Quite
number
animated.
173,
Tanveer Ahmed
Tanveer Ahmed representing Uttar Pradesh. Bib number
showed a victory sign from his
174,
left arm.
Ayush Chaudhary.
Ayush Chaudhary,
representing Uttar Pradesh.
quite
Bib
tall
number
among these parts.
09, Chaudhary
Jayant Chaudhary
Uttar Pradesh. Bib number
looking quite focused there
105,
and having
Rajkumar
a wide smile on his
Gupta,
face.
representing Bihar. Bib number
Rajkumar Gupta of Bihar,
148, Amit Kumar representing
quite
Punjab.
lanky in
Bib
structure.
number
Amit Kumar of Punjab, and the next
180, Kuldeep
is Kuldeep Kumar
representing
from Uttar
Uttar
Pradesh.
Pradesh. Ladies and gentlemen, the proud moment for all of us that Shiv Paul Singh is witnessing the javelin throw, and he is Olympian and Asian Championship gold medalist. We welcome you, sir, in the 3rd National Open Javelin Throw Championship. Welcome, sir.
Well, Shivpal Singh, one of the finest javelin thrower of the nation, a well-known name, is in the presence to inspire the javelin throwers of the nation. He is in the presence. Truly a world-class athlete, and we expect that along with the Neeraj Chopra, he will take javelin throw to some dizzying heights. He is certainly capable of, but for some time due to injuries, he is not performing to his level. But under the guidance of AFI and with the help of his coach and blessings of his fan followings, we hope that he'll return to his best. Well, the first javelin thrower at your screen was Gaurav Kumar, who got the white flag for his first effort there. Remember that automatic qualifying mark for the next round is 65 meters. That's what the javelin throwers will try to achieve as soon as they can. And they started brightly there. More than 63 meters he got there, Gaurav Kumar. Himanshu Mishra is next from Madhya Pradesh. Near about 57 meters he's going to get with that try. from West Bengal. The name of this javelin thrower is Joy Dev Roy, but he received a red flag. Anand Singh, good trajectory, good speed he gave behind the throw, but couldn't quite cross the 60-meter line. In fact, it's going to get the figure of about 55 meters. He hurled it with so much speed, but couldn't quite get the distance that it deserved. Avshesh Singh, that's the result of the effort of Anand Singh. Avshesh, very slow in the run up, got a lot of height but not quite the distance. (18 centimeters more than 55 we got there. Good one. Next 4 athletes are from Uttar Pradesh, and first of them is Narayan Singh, who is moving in, charging himself up. A lot of athleticism is required by athletes in this discipline. You have to follow a smooth run up and then put all your energy behind the throw to get the maximum output. Satyam Singh, close to 60-meter mark. Satyam Singh is the next javelin thrower. Prior to him was Narayan Singh, who got 59.35. Satyam, so heavily this game been dominated by the Scandinavian nations, but now the talent is emerging from all parts of the world. In fact, in the previous Olympic in 2016, all the 3 winners were from of the medals were from 3 different continents. Rahul Yadav, the southpaw, but couldn't quite check himself. Next 2 throwers are Sujit and Yash. Both are from Haryana. 5969. Pretty identical figure. Five six one five. Next is Tanveer. His full name is Tanveer Ahmed. That's what he got. Ayush Chaudhary. Not a very pleasing try from a very lanky man. Jayant Chaudhary. Excuse me, his name is this. The name of athlete at your screen is Mohit Chaudhary. Hurled it very safe. At your screen is Jayant. Lost a bit of concentration. Very close to 52-meter mark. Mohit in his first attempt. 65-meter is the automatic qualification mark for the final. Remember that. Jayant Chaudhary. But it fell out of the sector. Remember that the lines of the sector on the left and on the right of the javelin thrower is in between the angle of 29 and 30, and that's what all the javelin throwers have to be very careful that their javelin should fall at that prescribed zone. It couldn't quite pierce the turf, but nevertheless it's going to be counted. Rajkumar Gupta of Bihar is just leaving the scene. And that's the result of his effort. At his screen is athlete of Punjab, Amit Kumar. Near about 57 meter. He's going to get with that. Five 743 he got Amit, and next up is Kuldeep Kumar from Uttar Pradesh. triple 5-1 is the result of the first effort of Kuldeep Kumar. We'll head at your screen. With his second attempt was Gaurav Kumar. Already he has gone beyond 63 meter. How much he can add? Himanshu Mishra is the next participant. He is from the Madhya Pradesh. 5.817 he got there. Gaurav, Himanshu quite close to the falling line, but kept his body in check quite successfully to receive the white flag. It looks that this second attempt was also pretty similar to the previous one. In fact, it's 4 meter short. Joydev Roy got the red flag in the previous try. Can he receive the white this time? The verdict of our official went in his favor. At least he'll get some valid figure in his name. And he got a figure close to the 52.5. Invalid effort from Anand Singh. Next participant is Avshesh Singh. Pretty smooth, but oh, he was quite close to get an injury. As I said, that this is the point where a lot of athletes have suffered some freak injuries in the past. Here he is starting his run-up. Avshesh Singh of Rajasthan, but not the kind of a throw that he would like to remember. Well, as I mentioned, as far as my mind goes back to the memories of 2016 Olympics, when Julius Yego hurled the javelin to a distance of 88.24 in his first attempt, and then he nursed the injury, and in fact he left the scene on wheelchair. And later on, when Thomas Ruhler came up with a massive throw beyond 90 in his fifth attempt and won the gold medal. And one of the most iconic images of Olympics came after that, when on the victory lap both the gold and the silver medal winner, and in fact Julius Yego of Kenya was limping, but he joined the celebration along with the German, and together they gave one of the most iconic images of Olympics, where it is said that participation is the most important thing, not winning medals. At your screen was Narayan Singh of Uttar Pradesh with his second attempt. Well, at that point, right just at the falling line, there the Kenyan athlete received the injury, and that forced him to give up his idea of going for the final two attempts. But nevertheless, he celebrated the moment. Satyam Singh of Uttar Pradesh, who couldn't quite successfully hurl the first attempt, and this time he was also not so lucky and received the red flag. He'll have to focus hard and think about that what's going wrong with him. Is it the pressure or some changes required? That's what he has to think upon. Rahul Yadav, another participant of Uttar Pradesh, who also got cross mark, but this time he received the white flag. So at least he's going to have a valid effort on his side. So Jeet from Haryana at your screen. $65 is the demand from his fans. This is one of the core athletic event of Athletics Federation of India, on which they are focusing hard to get medals at the international stage. 400 meters race walk, long jump and triple jump are other disciplines on which AFI is going deep and looking to get the medals. Yash, another participant of Haryana, just hurled the javelin to good distance. It's nice to see that we are getting talent in the nation, and here they are showcasing their skill. Tanveer Ahmed of Uttar Pradesh. But the verdict not came on his side. Ayush Chaudhary. Oh, quite close to commit the foul, but it fell pretty flat. Not the type of the thread that he would like to remember. As far as injury is concerned, my mind goes back to memories of JJ Shobha as well, when she participated in the Olympics, and in the javelin throw, the penultimate throw of the heptathlon, she suffered injury, but she continued to participate. Mohit Chaudhary of Uttar Pradesh added a lot of power behind it. A big cry came from him as well. Well, I was talking about JJ Shobha. She got a freak injury in the javelin throw while participating in the heptathlon, but later on, after a few hours, she returned to the track and competed in 800 meters. That was her favorite event, and after the credible show, that brave show, people asked her that what pushed her to participate in the 800 meter. Then she said that she never wanted to see DNF in front of her name. Jain Chaudhary of Uttar Pradesh, who received the white flag this time. Well, that was one of the most inspiring moment for Indian athletic. JJ Shobha, the woman from Dharwad in Karnataka, produced at the Olympics. Jain Chaudhary's effort at your screen. Dharwad allowed to produce some famous classical singers like Mallika Mansoor, Bhimsen Joshi, Gangubai Hangal, and a lot. And she's one of the proudest girl from that region. Rajkumar Gupta of Bihar just participated. Here it is at your screen, looking back at the scoreboard in Hope. This time he got a good one, 53.83. Big improvement from the previous effort from the Bihar led. The only athlete of Punjab, Amit Kumar, it is green. He was with his second effort, and maybe he crossed the 60-meter line or not. That's what we are interested in knowing. Pretty identical figure in both the meters and centimeters column. Moving in is another participant from Uttar Pradesh. So many participants from Uttar Pradesh are participating in it, and he is Kuldeep Kumar.
Last event of the day, boys under 18. Tomorrow mornings, the first event will be at 7:40 a.m. Girls under 18 final. At 9 a.m. there will be girls under 16 final. At 10:10
5:73 is the result of effort of Kuldeep Kumar. Well, going for his third and final round is Gaurav Kumar.
At 11:30 there will be boys 18 final.
Near about 59 meter, he is going to touch there. Gaurav not looking quite pleased because his first effort
2:45 p.m.
will be counted as the best try.
At 3:50 boys under 20 final.
In fact, he could not quite
The day will be
improve.
men's
Himanshu Mishra,
at 5:15 p.m.
that's it. Double 59 he got there. Himanshu Mishra.
World record for the event stand in the name of Javelin with a distance of 98.4.
Here is Joydev Roy. Major improvement is required from his side. He gave a lot of power behind it, a lot of height, but couldn't quite successfully hurl it to some meaningful distance. Joydev Roy, he knows his fate. That's why he is not looking quite pleased with his try and leaving the scene in dejection. Anand Singh and Joydev Roy got the cross with that as well, so that's why only 52.46 will be registered as his best effort. Anand Singh, can he go beyond his best of 56.60 that he touched in the first attempt? And that's what he got, 58.11. So good one from Anand. Avshesh Singh, not looking happy. So much did we saw in his second attempt. This time let's see that how much he can improve. And the result flashed with figure of 43.03. Narayan Singh, both the throws were very similar in figure, but this time can he go beyond 60? He's expecting that. He received the white flag. That's a good one. That's a massive improvement from him. Improvement of exactly 2 meters from Narayan Singh. So good going. Satyam Singh is the next participant whose previous 2 tries were not valid. This time he hurled it and this is again not going to be counted. That's what I mentioned, that some problem is there with Satyam Singh in throwing. At the time of the launching he is not focusing hard, or something is going wrong with him. That's why all his efforts went in vain, and I hope that he will ponder hard after this meet. Rahul Yadav. Oh, this looks to me a very good one, and he put a lot of energy behind it. Already he has touched 64-65 with his second attempt. This time a throw of similar caliber. This thrower from Uttar Pradesh has certainly lived to the standards. 65-30, so he automatically qualified to the final, and also he is the leader, as this was one of the best throws of the evening. Rahul Yadav. Nice effort from that guy. Certainly favorite to win the gold medal in the final that will take place tomorrow in the morning session. Sujit. Not looking quite pleased with his performance there in his third attempt. He was expecting more with that release. Yash. I expect that he'll get something close to 57-meter mark there. Yash. Looking quite unhappy. Tanveer Ahmed. Can he go beyond 60? Just a few centimeters short from touching the mark of 58 meters. Tanveer. Ayush Chaudhary of Uttar Pradesh. He is leaving the scene in utter dejection because 2 of his throws were not valid, and his second attempt was a very poor effort. Mohit Chaudhary so showed massive improvement in his second try. We expect that that he'll go beyond 65-meter mark in this effort. He's getting claps from people around him inside the stadium. Here he is. close to 60-meter line. Mohit. Stretching his arm. Jayant Chaudhary lost his concentration on the run. He's moving back. 53.77. His second attempt was the valid one, and he hurdled it very safe. In fact, he was about 3 meters behind the falling line. He could have added no, excuse me. He received a red flag because he knew that that was a very poor try. So only 53.77 will be registered, and he'll expect that he'll move to the final. Let's see where 53.77 will take him. Rajkumar Gupta, in his previous try he showed massive improvement of about 6 meters, but this time he couldn't quite successfully hurdle it. Amit Kumar of Punjab is the next participant, the only javelin thrower from Punjab in this division. Nice and smooth in his run up before the release. Kept himself checked, and it landed quite close to the sector line. Not the sort of throw that we were expecting from the Punjab athlete Kuldeep Kumar. He is the last participant of the evening. Kept his body in check, but not fell beyond the 60-meter line. In fact, it was close to the 52-meter mark, I guess. He's not looking back because he knows that that throw that he was expecting is not going to give him the figure of his choice. And he got 56.39. Kuldeep Kumar. So that's how we came to the conclusion of the action from day 1 of 3rd National Open Javelin Throw Championship 2021 from Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium complex in New Delhi. 8 finals will take place tomorrow. In the morning session we have finals from girls 18 and girls 16, followed by boys 16 and boys 18. In the evening session we'll see participation from girls 20 and women in the final, and that will follow the finals in the boys 20 and men section. You watch this telecast live on the official YouTube channel of Athletics Federation of India. We are also on Twitter, on Instagram and on Facebook. Please write to us something in the comment section, and together we are growing as a family, and I expect that we'll keep growing. You can follow us on the official website of Athletics Federation of India as well. Please connect to us there and get the latest information and updates of Indian athletics there. You watched the telecast of day 1 action from the 3rd National Open Javelin Throw Championship 2021 from New Delhi. Well, that's how we came to the conclusion of action from day 1, and see you tomorrow in the morning session for action from day 2. Till then, it's good night.